Hi, Jason Beatty here with Indigo Prep vblog episode 4. Today we're talking data sufficiency and specifically why GMAT includes data sufficiency as part of its test. This is a new question type. It's somewhat frustrating because you haven't seen it before, and I get a lot of negative reaction early in the study process to data sufficiency. So let's talk about why it's in here. By the way, this is a question type that may be unique to the GMAT. I've also heard rumors that it's also included on the Swedish high school exit exam. So if I have any Swedes out there, I'd love to have that confirmed or denied. So first of all, let's just remind ourselves what data sufficiency is. Data sufficiency is one of the two question types on the quantitative section of the GMAT, the other being problem solving, which looks an awful lot like traditional multiple choice. On data sufficiency, the answer isn't the answer. So in this particular example here, you're not actually trying to state the value of X. Your goal as the GMAT test taker is to figure out if you have enough information to define X. So using the first piece of information or using the second piece of information or both together, or even with both together you can't, it's your job to figure out if someone else could take that information and determine a value of X. In this particular case, by the way, even if you had both statements, it would be insufficient for determining one and only one value for X, which is the definition of insufficient on the GMAT. And if you're playing the home game, by the way, the correct answer choice here would be E. If you don't understand that, don't worry about it. If you want to know more about data sufficiency, by the way, one of our free preview lessons is an introductory to data sufficiency, so you can really dive into much more of the specifics. That's not really what we're doing here. We're just talking about the why. So why data sufficiency included? It's important to remind ourselves what the point of the GMAT is. The point of the GMAT is to assess the test taker's ability to succeed at business school and as a manager. The point of the GMAT is not to rank test takers according to their ability to execute math and their grammar knowledge. That's a very important thing to understand and informs why data sufficiency exists. So know that the point of the GMAT is to rank you in your ability to succeed in business school and as a manager. Data sufficiency specifically speaks to this management part. Bad managers do not empower their team to succeed, and they cannot empower their team in two ways. Way number one is they can be a micromanager or not delegate. Basically, that manager is trying to hoard all of the work and all of the thinking to him or herself. That doesn't empower your team to succeed and doesn't enable the strengths of the team to have the project be executed optimally. So one way to fail as a manager is not to delegate anything and to micromanage. The second way that you can fail as a manager is that you can do too much of that, right? You cannot give the tools to the team that the team needs to succeed. So if the team needs to know what the value of X is, and you only tell the team that X is negative and X is odd, you haven't empowered the team for success. So, two ways to fail as a micromanager, as a manager. One is a micromanager, and one is not providing the tools. Well, the analogy to data sufficiency here is actually finding the value of X. That is time wasteful and not the point of the question. So the GMAT is baiting you into wasting time by actually finding the value. You want to avoid that. Time is your number one asset on the GMAT, and wasting is not a good plan. The other thing here, do not provide the tool of success. You need to be smart enough in your content area of expertise to give enough but not too much information to your team. So the GMAT is trying to reflect your ability to be a good manager and estimating how well you can create the opportunity for success. You don't want to do your team's work, but you want to give them enough, but not too much information. And that, my friends, is the point of data sufficiency. So, know this takeaway. Data sufficiency isn't just testing content. It's also testing your management ability. And approaching data sufficiency through that frame is going to improve your performance. You want to talk further? Here's some ways to contact me. If not, best of luck in your GMAT studies.